The problem you guys are having, there's a couple problems you're having. Number one is you're mixing up changing to vertex form with solving by completing the square. They both involve completing the square, but it's different steps. Let's see here. Does it say to change? It does say to change it to vertex form. Okay, so we do have to do that. The other thing I saw is you guys are doing a bunch of math in your notes, but you're not writing down the instructions. The instructions tell you what to do. It's not just like when it looks like this, you do this thing. And that's a misconception you guys have. And that's one of the things you're going to have a lot of trouble with, Manny, when you take your test, is you're going to know how to do a bunch of different things with a quadratic equation. And if you don't read the directions and follow the directions, you're going to be wrong. So you need to write down the directions. The directions dictate what math is going to be done. So you got to do that, Isaac. It's really, really important. Really, really important. It's like so important. Okay. Here we go. We're going to do this one. So we're going to change that into vertex form first. So x squared plus 4x minus 8. You leave some space, right? So you take half of that and square it and add it and subtract it, right? So then it's x plus 2 squared minus 12. Is that right? That's vertex form. What's your vertex?
-2, -12.
-2, -12. What's the y-intercept?
-12.
0, -8.
I mean, yeah.
That's the y-intercept. You guys are that's another thing you guys are having a little trouble with, is you're mixing up the y coordinate of the vertex with the y-intercept. They're totally different things. This number is where the graph crosses the y-axis. This number is the lowest y output, the lowest value of y, or the highest depending on if a is positive or negative, right? But it's where it turns around. This is the y coordinate of where the graph turns around. Okay, so then let's see, I've got, alright, so using the vertex, line of symmetry, and y-intercept, so we have to graph it now. So I got some fancy graph paper right here. Ready? Let's do y is positive over here, x is positive over there. So, -2, 1, 2, -12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh dang, I lost track. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, I was right. -12. 2, -2, -12. There we go. And my y-intercept is -8, so that would be right here. Right? Just don't even worry about it. I counted it twice. I am 100% positive it's right. So, I'm going to do my line of symmetry. I'm going to use a ruler. You know, being wrong is my greatest talent. I am so good at being wrong, you have no idea. Well, this is 10, 11, 12. It's right. So, there's my line of symmetry, and the reason I drew it is because I'm going to count the distance is 2, so it's like that. Then I'm going to make my graph. Good? Okay. So, numbers 3 and 4 say, number 3 says solve by completing the square, and then I have to compare my solutions with my graph. Okay? You guys need to listen right now. Listen right now. Jackie, listen. Check this out. It says very specifically that you're going to use the y-intercept and the line of symmetry and the vertex. You're not going to find your x-intercepts right now to make your graph. You're going to find your x-intercepts afterwards, and you're going to compare and see if they were close. That's what it says to do, so that's how you have to do it. Okay? So we're going to solve this by completing the square. Right? So move the 8 over. Leave a space. Right? Take half that number, square it, add it to one side, subtract it from the other. Right? The reason we add it to both sides? Because I was just getting ready to say, like whatever you're going to do, you have to make sure the values are the same. So these are now the same. It's easy to mix up. I just mixed it up right now. Like earlier when we were completing the square to put it in vertex form, you add it to one side and you subtract it from the same side. Yes, ma'am?
The 8 was negative on the other side, would you subtract it?
No, it has nothing to do with the 8.
It's always adding, right?
Has nothing to do with the 8, right. Okay, then you factor. And then you take the square root and subtract the 2. We could simplify the square root of 12, but we don't have to. So, is it, oh, it's negative 2, right? Negative 2 plus the square root of 12, 1.5 approximately. Negative 2 minus the square root of 12, negative 5.5 approximately. That's an approximation symbol, not a minus. Just hold your questions for a second. How close am I? How close am I? Huh? They're close? Well, 1.5 is pretty close. That's not so close. Not so close. So the question said, do the solutions match your graph? I would say no. One matches, one doesn't. Why does the other one not match?
One's approximate.
What do you think, Sam?
Because the line in the parabola is not reactive.
Well,
The way you connected the line.
yeah, because I just started drawing over here just guessing. And it wasn't very accurate. It's not that I drew it wrong, it's just, I was just inaccurate when I drew it. Yes, sir. I'm not even going to answer that question. Oh. Because I said that twice, like, already.
So when you're completing the square, you always add C to both sides?
When you're solving by completing the square, yeah. Yeah.
Alright.
Yes, Lauren?
So, could you say that you were, know the graph is inaccurate because you didn't have the estimate?
Sure, sure. I mean, really, when I look at this, look how far, 1, 2, 3 and a half away. And look over here, 1, 2 and a half away. You see how I'm off? I didn't use my line of symmetry very well to draw my x-intercepts when I just sketched it. And they're supposed to be the equal distance from here, right? So this should be almost 4 away, and this one's just a little over 2 away. That's why it's off. They should be equal distance from the line of symmetry. So I guess my correct answer was no, they're not very close. And the reason why is because I didn't use the line of symmetry well.
Please proceed to your third period class at this time. Please proceed
Hold on.
to your
On your way
third
out,
period
come
class.
grab one.
Is it due Monday?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yay.
I'm gonna take one to Hector.
You gonna take what?
Take one to Hector.
The following
3.
students, please report to Mrs. Patterson's office. Jacob Martinez, Jalen
So
Johnson,
you can have this.
George Vega,
Hey.
Eduardo Ramiro, and Daniela Kojak. Please report to 308.
Fast enough? Thank you.
Oh my gosh.